And now let's move on to the viewports. So if I go back to my original view, you can see I have 3 viewports, or 3 different perspectives of viewing. I can sort of arrange these a little bit. If you hover around the middle area with your mouse, you can sort of click and drag and make certain windows bigger. I sort of like to keep this specific 4-point perspective sort of even. And then, as you saw earlier, you have your top view, your front view, your right view, and your perspective. If you just double click in the top left corner, it'll make whichever screen that you want bigger, or full screen, so you can see everything. So if you're starting out with a drawing, using the top view or the right view or the front view is a really good way to start to just get your shapes sort of started. And another sort of quick way to switch between perspectives is up here in this top left corner, where you have the four boxes, whichever window you have selected. So now I have the front selected. If I click this one box, it'll make that front box full screen. But then you have the specific ones chosen. So if I wanted to go to my perspective view, I have my perspective view there, and then my top view, my front view, and my right view. Now it may be sort of confusing because, you know, if you're switching between these orthogonal views, which are your top, front, and right views, those are only looking at a 90-degree angle of whatever you're trying to do. So you can see in this bottom left again, so I'm on my top view, so I'm only going to see the Y and the X axis. I'm not going to see my Z axis because I'm looking from my Z axis down. And then if I switch to the right, you can see it changes. So now I can see my Z and my X axis. And then same if I go to my right, I can see my Z and my Y axis. So you can kind of see things from a 90-degree angle from 3 different views. And then your perspective view is basically your full 360 view, which you can control your camera by sort of panning and rotating or orbiting. If you're doing this with a Mac that doesn't have a scroll wheel that's clickable, you'll hold Control and clicking and dragging will orbit, whereas Shift, Control, and clicking and dragging will pan, like that. But if you have like a normal PC mouse that has a scroll wheel and a clickable scroll wheel, that'll make your life a lot easier. So with the scroll wheel, I just have to click and drag, and I can pan around with that. And then if I have a right click button, I can just right click and drag, and I can orbit like so. And that's pretty much it for the 4 different viewpoints and how to control the camera.